everybody, it's Cat and Sit on Cat.
不是，今天我们要做一个新的种类的视频，就不知道会不会做成系列。如果大家喜欢，我们可能做成系列。原因是这样子的，就 Cat 平时很喜欢给我讲故事，他讲的故事一般都会那种比较奇奇怪怪、比较神秘，比如说外星人啊、古代文明啊，他是非常喜欢研究这种东西的。他平时很喜欢听播客、看纪录片，然后查各种资料，然后每次听到这些故事之后，他就会过来说：“哎，是我跟你讲故事。”然后，但是他讲故事能力真的很差。就是讲着讲着自己觉得很有意思，讲着讲着自己讲嗨了，然后讲不懂他在说什么，但他还是很喜欢讲。然后我们想说，那不如就把它做成一个视频，这样的话他也做视频之前会提前准备好，确保给我讲一个好的故事。讲实话，这个系列视频就是我不参与任何前期准备，所以我也不知道他要给我讲什么，你知道吗？所以我稍微有点担心。
I'm also 有点担心 because I'm worried that your reaction is gonna be like, this sucks, this is not interesting.
如果大家喜欢这个系列的话，可以评论告诉我们。
Today,
Yeah.
I am going to tell you the story of the Pollock Twins.
What?
Ooh, the Pollock Twins.
What does that mean?
This is the subject of the story, the Pollock Twins.
What does it mean? Does it mean anything? Okay.
I'm just okay. Regardless, let's continue. Okay, so it's May 1957 in Hexham, England. You have two little girls, they're sisters. Joanna Pollock, she's 11. Jacqueline Pollock, she is 6. And they're walking to church with their little friend, he's a boy. And suddenly, out of nowhere, a car comes speeding right up behind them and plows into them like this. So Joanna and Jacqueline, they're killed instantly. And the little boy, he dies on the way to the hospital. And actually, the driver was a lady who recently Oh my god, don't make it about that. So recently, she lost custody of her kid. So she was very, very upset about this. And so actually what happened was they put her in a psychiatric ward after because they determined that she ran these kids over on purpose.
Oh.
Their parents obviously super devastated by it. Their names are John and Florence Pollock. But despite this, 8 months later, Florence, the mom, is pregnant again. And the doctor was checking and was like, okay, there's one baby in there. The dad just kept getting this like really strong feeling. Like, you know what? I really feel like my wife is gonna give birth to twins. And not only that, he was like, I also feel really strongly it's gonna be the reincarnations of my 2 daughters who died. Basically, the mom and dad had really different reactions to the deaths of their daughters. So the mom just kind of wanted to put it out of her mind. But the dad was really like kind of searching for a spiritual connection with his daughters. Like, for example, it was like he would dream about them possibly being reincarnated, and also he like felt their presence in this one room in their house, and so he would like go up there to spend time with them, you know what I mean, to like feel close to them. And also the dad kind of had always been interested in reincarnation, so he kind of was like praying to God that this would happen, even though they were both Catholic. So reincarnation is against Catholic belief.
Wait, pause a second.
Okay.
Is this story real?
Yeah, it's a real story. It's a true story. It's not a fake story.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's like up until the day that she gave birth, everything really was like there's always one heartbeat. Everything they checked, always just one baby. To everybody's surprise, she gave birth to twin girls. Nobody was expecting this. Only the dad had this feeling, and then it came true.
What?
So, I know, it's crazy. Like, how does that happen?
Hey, will you have twins?
Yeah,
is her stomach bigger?
Here's the thing, she said that she never felt anything, like she felt like she was just carrying one baby. Anyway, so she gave birth to 2 twin girls, baby girls named Jillian and Jennifer. So basically, when the twins were born, the parents started to notice some very weird and familiar things about their daughters are twins. So the first thing that they noticed that was really weird was Jennifer, she had this birthmark on her forehead. It matched exactly a scar that Jacqueline, the 6-year-old, had, which she like fell down and cut her head or something like that. And not only that, another detail is like Jacqueline, like this scar, for some reason, when it was like cold weather, it would become more visible. The same thing would happen with this birthmark. And okay, maybe that's like, you could say, oh, it's just a coincidence. But she had another birthmark that was exactly the same as Jacqueline's birthmark that she had on her like waist right here, like a brown spot maybe. The way that they would walk even was different. Jacqueline and Jennifer had like normal way of walking. Joanna and Jillian both kind of had like a splay-footed walk where they kind of walked like this kind of. It's like not only they're different between each other, but then they just happen to match with the sisters who died. Okay, you could say, okay, well, they're all sisters, right? They're all related. Maybe it was just genetics and chance and whatever.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that?
Why would I say that?
I don't know. I think
That's
some people would
too
say.
creepy.
So as I said before, Joanna was 11, Jacqueline was 6. So that's kind of like Joanna was very like motherly towards her little sister. But it makes sense, right? The twins had the exact same dynamic. Jillian was very, very motherly towards Jennifer.
会不会是这样子？比如说他老爸，重生，他已经疯了，就故意这么养。
I guess that's possible. Oh, there's one thing that I forgot to mention, okay? And it's also related to...
他平时讲的故事经常这样。
Anyway.
讲，我有东西吗？
When they died, Joanna was 11, as I said. Jacqueline was only 6. Jacqueline was still learning how to write when she died. And so when she would write, would hold her pencil in a fist like this. But obviously Joanna's 11, she knows how to write, she's writing properly. So when the twins started to learn how to write, Jillian immediately could write correctly. However, Jennifer, she, for years, would be holding it in the fist like this. When the twins were just like a few months old, they moved away from Hexham, this place where the girls were killed. They came back a few years later to visit, right? And so what was so bizarre is like the dad was walking up the street with the twin girls, and the twin girls just kept pointing out all of these like landmarks. First of all, they would have been too young to even be aware of their surroundings. And they weren't even in view. Like you can't just, it's not like, oh, I see that church over there. And they know the way, they're talking about it to each other, like, oh, that's that place that we were at. There's that playground that we like to go to with the swings, even though it's behind a wall. After the girls died, she just obviously, I told you before, she like wanted to put it out of her mind. So she was like, put all the girls' toys away and just put them out of her sight. Once the twins were like maybe 4 years old or something, she felt okay to bring these toys out again. But the twins had never seen these toys. But instead of like, you know how little kids, they would like fight over toys. Like, that's mine, that's mine. You know, like, oh, no, I want it. They didn't do that. They immediately like, this is my doll. They just peacefully like took each thing. It's like, this is mine. What's that? Are you scared?
If I were the parents, I would be so scared. Oh, these 2 babies are gonna kill me.
That's terrible. One time, she saw the 2 twins. They were like playing by themselves in their room or something. Jennifer is like lying on the floor like this. And her head is like in Jillian's hands like this. And Jillian says, the blood's coming out of your eyes. That's where the car hit you. When the dad went to identify the bodies of his daughters, he noticed that on Jacqueline's forehead, like above her eyes, there were bandages. So it seems like she did get hit like in the eye area. Just imagine how creepy that is.
It's a real story.
It's a real story. The twins' situation attracted the attention of a pretty well-known psychologist whose name is Dr. Ian Stevenson. So this guy, he's actually like has a pretty good reputation, and what he specializes in is children who claim to have memories of their past lives.
Wait, this is like happens like pretty often?
Yeah, let me tell you about this. This guy has studied like thousands of cases of kids who have remembered their past lives that they say. You know what I mean?
Really?
The reason why he thought that they were super interesting is because, of course, there's some places where there's kind of like a cultural idea of reincarnation. But just imagine they're Catholic in England. That's like completely against the mainstream thought. So for him, he's like, for them to be suggesting that is, first of all, very weird and unlikely. And number two, the birthmark thing. Actually, it's something like out of the thousands of cases that he studied, a very high percent, like 30%, had similar like birthmark situation. And this is very, very common in these kind of cases. But one thing that they say about birthmarks is like it was kind of different from this case. They say that some birthmarks are in a spot where that's like your cause of death in your past life. Yeah.
我有这样的情况吗？
What do you mean?
所以这个例子是说，这两个女孩死了之后，是重新出生在同一个家庭，所以她父母可以马上发现。那如果我是很远很远，我潜意识是那个，那我小时候说什么奇怪事情，我爸妈就不知道了呀。
Right, that's the thing. Just imagine, most of these kids, like any kid, how much stuff from before you were 5 years old do you remember? Very few. And so it's like, what happens is, after a certain age, like when you're like maybe 5 or 6, you start to forget all these things. So, and actually this happened to these girls, they forgot. Just imagine how many little kids might say some kind of thing like that, and then their parents just brush it off. But because this dad believed in this and thought that it would be legit. So as I said, as they grew up, they forgot the memories. And actually the twins themselves, once they were grown up, they kind of like were pretty skeptical about the whole idea. But what's crazy is like in 1985, so this is much later, Jillian, she said that she had this like inner vision, she called it. It was like her playing in a sandbox with her older brothers in this place where she had never been, but she could describe it perfectly, describe the house, the gardens, the lawn, and they figured out this town, this place that she was in her vision, was a place that Joanna had been when she was like less than 4 years old.
我是那种好像一切都是正常的，都是我所谓的用科学可以解释的生活。因为我知道有一些人会，他看到什么，他想到什么，是感觉一下科学无法证明。难道我没有
Maybe you just forgot.
或者我不是
外星人 I really feel like the birthmark thing is the most
why? But
thing.
why? Like why? Like
Why? I don't know.
Do I have birthmark?
Do you?
I don't.
I have one.
Somehow it matches.
What?
I don't have some previous memory or like some random thoughts. At the same time, I don't have birthmark. That means I'm totally new. 为什么你会有这么多想法，或者你这么你很奇怪，有时候你很傻逼？就是因为你之前有别的一段经历，所以跟你现在有冲突。然后我是就全新的，所以我觉得我是在农村长大嘛，整个村子里我是那个非常非常非常挑食。然后我爸妈都很震惊，说为什么你出生在这个环境里，所有的小孩都是很好养，你知道吗？随便吃什么。但是我从来非常挑，我小时候这不吃，非常挑，很挑。Maybe I'm so important before.
What does that have
I'm
to do
just
with
come
you?
to this life to like.
So you're saying in your past life, you just were like a very important person who just loved to eat like fried chicken and McDonald's and fast food and just like steak. That makes a lot of sense.
Fungo, what do you think? Fungo slapped. Hey, what if Fungo's previous life is a human being?
Yeah.
Even though it's like
That's
Fungo 怎么看起来像，这眼神看起来像个人一样。
She's just a genius, don't you think? She's too smart for these.
Oh my god! 哎，能不能听懂我们说话？能不能听懂我们说话？ 现出你的原型吗？我们已经知道你是谁了。
She's winking. That means she knows.
大家觉得有意思的话，可以用转发、点赞、留言的方式告诉我们。拜
Thank
拜
you。for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story.